What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Today we're going to be covering ticker symbol GME. We'll cover it on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame in anticipation for tomorrow's trading day, April 22nd, Thursday. But I'm absolutely excited about this because GME had pretty much just about a break-even day. It's not a bad thing at all. We did some consolidation, which was good. And what I'm really looking forward to tomorrow is hopefully we can have a nice bullish move like the broader market had. But before we dive into the technical analysis, if you guys can, do me a huge favor, hit this like button on this video, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Maybe consider sharing the video out to someone else if you really want to. I'm really trying to grow my reach here on YouTube. I just recently reached 1,000 subscribers and my next bold audacious goal is getting the 2,000. So by you guys hitting that like and hitting that subscribe button, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and helps me also reach my goals. So I greatly appreciate it, guys. And let's just dive into the chart here. So overall, GameStop finished down 0.01%. I know, such a panic of a day. We oh no, we finished negative and the broader market had a really positive day. But you have to keep in mind that GameStop and AMC are very heavily shorted stocks kind of thing. And the huge thing that I want to highlight right off the bat is we had our intraday low and our intraday high within what is this? 9:33 we had our intraday low, and at 9:42, 9:42 we had our intraday high. From 155 to 162, we swung and then we dipped back down. We did some consolidation and then we broke through our support here at 158 and really bottomed out around 155, which is good because we actually didn't dip lower than our intraday low. So that's a little bit of if we have a little bit of a positive takeaway, it's the fact that we had a higher low later in the day kind of thing. So it's not much of a takeaway, but it's good that we did this because we actually had a good bit of consolidation today, which was needed for the stock kind of thing. The sad thing is we did trade below the VWAP, which stands for the volume weighted average price. So anyone who did buy a GME share today, which I bought one today, technically lost money on it. And then if we were trading above it, we would have technically made money from buying a share today kind of thing. So overall, I mean, the broader market was completely up, was very bullish, while GME was pretty much just trading sideways kind of thing. So it's not a bad thing. The huge thing I'm going to be looking at tomorrow and how we react tomorrow. So just taking a look at this, yesterday we had a nice dip down here and we really visited the low 150s. Today we pretty much stayed at 155 and above, which is good. And yesterday we actually didn't have a very strong high. Our high was actually in the pre-market versus during the day. Today we actually had our high during the intraday trading, which is good. The other thing I really want to highlight and hone in on is this MACD, how overextended we were yesterday versus how calm the MACD is today, which is awesome. And really what today helped us do was have a nice consolidation day. We had a nice consolidation day. Yes, we were negative while the broader market was running away. Sure. However, we had a consolidation day, which was definitely needed after we have a move like this. So what we need to do is we need to have consolidation days to calm down our volatility days. Now, the huge thing that I'm going to be looking for tomorrow, assuming that the broader market, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, and take this with a grain of salt because I could be absolutely wrong about this. If the broader market is very bullish tomorrow, we should hopefully have a very bullish day considering we had a nice consolidation day today. The huge thing that I'm going to be looking at is us getting back up into the 160s. We're sitting at 158, so we're not that far away. But if we can get back up to 165 and maybe retest 172, that would be a very bullish move for the day. I don't expect us to get above 172 tomorrow because it's going to be a very far swing. However, I can eat my words, and if we do it, then we do it. Great. But we also need to consider the bearish consideration because the past 2 days were very bearish and then today was a positive day. So if the market pulls an Uno reverse on us, we want to be prepared and keep in mind that we can have that bearish day. And if we have a bearish day, I'm going to be looking at the 158 support and see if we can respect it. If we break through it, the next support is at 150. So just keep that in mind. We hop out here to the 1 month time frame and really take a look at this. You can see over the past month, we've been as high as 112, and then we've been good Lord, we've been as low as 112, and then we've been as high as 218. So we definitely have a range here, and we're sitting pretty much in the middle of it, which is a good thing. We are back above 150, which is a positive sign, and we're above 158. The huge thing is just getting back to 172. If we can get back to 172, that would be great. The RSI is sitting here at 50, which is literally neutral. We take a look down here at the MACD. The MACD says we have a bullish indicator. We have the MACD above the signal. Just barely, we're below the equilibrium, so hopefully we can have a nice bullish day tomorrow. Now, the other thing that I really want to highlight is these three lines right here, which are the 120-day moving average, the 20-day moving average, and then the 60-day moving average. The 60-day moving average is in purple, the 20-day moving average is in that pink color, and then the 120-day is in that green color. So the 60-day moving average, we're trading below it. And the 20-day moving average, we're pretty much trading along it. And then the 120-day, we're actually above it. So these are all past indicators. So these aren't indicators of where we're going in the future, but it can help us kind of understand where we are and where the stock has been. Normally, if with days like this, do we have a downtrend or do we have an uptrend kind of thing? So the huge thing is this 60-day moving average is sitting at 161. We're sitting at 158. If we get above the 60-day moving average tomorrow, that's going to be a very bullish sign, because then we will be above all three of these indicators. We are also ready to make a move. So if I were to predict a move tomorrow, I think tomorrow I would be happy if we got above the 60-day moving average and got above it and then did some consolidation above it before we retest 172 maybe on Friday or something like that. Because that's what I'm going to be looking for in the stock. We're sitting here at neutral in the RSI. We have a bullish indicator on the MACD, so it's definitely not out of the cards. But we have to keep in mind that the cards can also say we might have a bearish day and we might trade to the downside. So let's take a look actually here in Ortex and cover the short interest, because I think this is pretty important. So our short interest change actually dropped by almost 1% today, which is in the terms of a squeeze isn't a good thing, but in terms of not having a large outstanding short balance, it's a positive thing. So really the huge thing is our current short interest or free float is still sitting at 28.64%, which is a lot of short interest. Anything above 20% is considered extremely heavily shorted. So keep that in mind. Our current short interest in shares is 13.2 million. The shares that were borrowed today was roughly about 600,000, and there was 753,000 of them returned. So there's a borrowed change of 154.5K to the negative. Interesting. Our shares out on loan are sitting at 15.75 million. Our days to cover is sitting at 0.4. And then our utilization sitting at 56.67, which I feel like is actually up from yesterday. So I'm kind of thinking as I'm going here, this is a little peculiar. But the huge thing that I want to talk about is the cost to borrow. The cost to borrow is going up. So our cost to borrow is going up. The utilization is going up. And then there is currently 15.75 million shares on loan. GameStop's trading average over a 3-month period is 38.62 million shares, and the outstanding free float is 69.94 million. So roughly about a fourth of the shares are out on loan for short interest positions kind of thing. So that is definitely a lot. The other thing I really want to highlight is this days to cover is currently sitting at 0.4. And now how that is calculated is they take the shares on loan divided by our 3-month volume. So that's where that comes in. So that's the reason why it's sitting at 0.4. Now, if we hop over here to Webull and take a look at GameStop, and go to our day chart and take a look at how many shares did we trade today. We traded roughly 3.81 million shares. So Ortex is giving this number because it goes by our 3-month average volume. So the huge thing is this is 38. We traded 3 million shares today. So technically, if the shorts were to cover given today's volume, it would take them approximately 5 days to cover versus with our volume of, what was it? 38.62 million shares. So that's a huge difference. So that's the reason why this number is a little skewed. And I want to point that out is because take every single number that you see with a grain of salt and verify it and do some due diligence on it. Because I figured this out today and I wanted to share it with you guys because that's absolutely huge. Because if we're going off of our 3-month volume and we're trading at 3 million shares here in Webull, like, hello, that number is going to drastically change. So it's definitely a little bit of a skewed result. So just keep that in mind. But really, hopefully tomorrow we have that bullish day and we have that bullish momentum to the upside because I definitely want it within GameStop. I know that there's new regulations and rules going in place tomorrow. So I think that might add into it. It might make for a very interesting day tomorrow and an interesting video for you guys tomorrow night. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.